All right, Shay, we got to start here. This happened basically as soon as we turned off the record button last night. This was first announced. Let's give this guy credit. Brent Zerneman, Houston Chronicle. He was also the one that broke the news of Texas and Oklahoma coming to the SEC. But he broke the news, Shane. Jimbo getting him an extension in College Station. The $75 million man is now the $94 million man. They've given Jimbo a 4-year extension. So once again, he's under a 10-year contract, giving him a pay bump. He's now the nation's second highest paid coach behind only Nick Saban. And how this is going to break down, Shane, $9 million. And then every season after that, he's getting a $150,000 bump, as I understand it, for the rest of the 9 years on the deal. So what were your thoughts when you heard Texas A&M locked up Jimbo for an additional 4 years?
I think it's a smart move, Mike. And I know there's a lot of naysayers out there. When this thing got out, that it's 90% of the comments were just bashing Jimbo, but I think they've got a coach down there. And that's hard to do these days, Mike, to have somebody that can lead you to a one-loss season. That's exactly what Jimbo's been doing. And every year it seems like they're getting better. There's a lot of people projecting them to win the West this year. Some of them even saying they can compete for a national championship. I think if you've got a head coach that's got you to that point, just this short amount of time in the SEC, yeah, you pay the man.
Yeah, and obviously I don't want to piss off the Aggies, so I'll turn this in a direction I think they'll like, but I do think this has a little bit to do with the fact that Texas is coming to the SEC because they got Steve Sarkisian now. They're hyping themselves up like they do every 2 to 3 years with a new coach that is out the door, a couple years later. But right now, that's what Sarkisian and company, I would imagine, are selling on the recruiting trail and whatnot. So we're coming to the SEC. We're going to be the new IT program. That's what they're selling. Whereas Texas A&M, you're already at the door there, like you said, of a SEC West title. You're already at the door of a college football playoff berth. Texas A&M, of course, was the last team to get cut, and we all agree that they should have been in over Notre Dame anyway. But so what this does in my mind is, yeah, that's nice. Sarkisian, he can sell what he's got to sell there in Austin, but in College Station, they've got tangible, real results they can sell. They are already rolling. I mean, it's like a boulder coming down the damn mountaintop there in College Station. And all this does, I think, is just speeds that up. And, anything that Texas is able to sell, I think A&M is able to sell that and so much more by sitting here saying, hey, we've got a commitment to our coach. Sarkisian's not going to last for 10 years. I don't know what his deal is, but we just extended our guy to go 10 years. He's under contract now, Shane, till 2031. So, I think in part it's that, but of course it's mostly just the success Jimbo's had there in College Station, the success they've had on the recruiting trail. They've just named Hayes King starting quarterback. There's so many good things to like about him. And then they've got, if you've seen it, the guy that was buzzing this time last week, Connor Wiseman, I think is his name. They've got a 5-star quarterback committed, Shane, who looks like the next Johnny Manziel. So I think they're just making everybody aware that the Aggies are here to stay. And if you think that was just a 1-year blip, they're here to tell you they're going to try to make it a decade of dominance.
Absolutely, Mike. I mean, stability sells. And if you think it doesn't, look down there in Tuscaloosa and tell me. Look up there in Lexington and tell me stability doesn't sell, or that program. Yeah, Kentucky may not be at the door of a national championship, but if you look at where they were when they started and to where they're at now because of Coach Stoops, it's because of stability. So I don't know. I like the dream. I like the message that they're putting out. The product. I mean, yeah, maybe we haven't got to the college football playoff yet. Maybe we haven't competed for an SEC championship, but we put a lot of people in the NFL And
Mm-hmm.
you look here at the this NIL. This is a big deal, Mike, especially for a program like Texas A&M.
Right.
They're ready to spend some money. This is showing you, hey, I'm willing to pay my coach, and I'm willing to make him the 10th highest paid man on this roster. If you come out here, we will sell the image. You know what I'm saying? So Texas A&M's got some money, and this is just another thing, another tool that Jimbo can use when he's trying to sell himself and sell the program in the living rooms to all these kids.
Yeah, and of course, this kind of goes without saying, but just look at Florida State without Jimbo. I mean, hell, they're already on
Yeah.
another coach, and he's struggling to
Mhm.
get that thing off the ground. So I don't see any drawbacks to this aside from people getting jealous, basically. You know what?
I love it, man. I wish I was giving my coach a 9-year extension because that means things are going good. I hate seeing the fourth coach in 10 years. So I'm ready for a little stability in my life, Mike. So don't be hating. I think this is a big move, a power move for Texas A&M. And like I said, it's a commitment to what they're building down there. And I just think that speaks volumes when you're trying to get some of these recruits to come down.